I think these are the ones I read. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lynn and it's been a while, but I really wanted to talk about books, so we're going to do that today. And I'm going to start with my book and perfume of the day because that's something I really like. So the book I'm currently reading is The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. This is written by a Russian author and I'm really loving it. I'm about a third into this. It's about a master and his companions that go to Moscow on an afternoon and they set the whole city upside down, and I'm really loving their adventures and their mischief, and I'm having so much fun with this. So this is my book of the day. And the other book I'm currently reading, I just started it like 2 days ago, is The Fate of Mary Rose by Caroline Blackwood. This is my first work of Blackwood and I'm really loving it, but it's also quite disturbing. It is about a mother and she gets really protective of her child Mary Rose, or she's always been that way, but then a crime happens in their same town and everything goes to worse because she gets overly protective. I really like this. So these are my two current reads. And for the perfume, Turmeric Latte by Lush. It's a solid perfume. I went into the store asking for turmeric latte, but I wasn't aware that it was a holiday scent only. So I of course got the turmeric latte solid stick and I'm really loving the spices of it, the spiciness of the turmeric. I really think this is great for now, but the weather is getting warmer, a little bit sunnier, so I am currently looking for a more spring summer perfume. So if you have any recommendations of more flowery or more citrus scents, please let me know in the comments. I think these are the ones I read. I think I started with Grape Juice. This is published by 831 Stories and I really love their concept. It's all romance stories and I mean the cover is gorgeous. I also got another one from this publisher last year and that was Exit Lane by Irka Furring. I think that's how you pronounce it, and I really love it as well. That was my favorite of the two. You cannot really compare them, but I really loved the styling of this. This is about Alice. She works in wine and she goes to France. She's there sent by her boss to learn more about the harvest, and Alice is bored. So of course she says yes, and she goes and she meets there the nephew of the vineyard owner, Henry, and they have chemistry. It's unreal. The best way how I would describe this is like a feel-good summer romance, lighthearted, could be made into a movie, easy to read, delicious, and I read this more in honor of Valentine's Day because I really was feeling something light, something romance themed, and yeah, that's why I picked this up. I would highly recommend if you're into themes like that. So I started the month. I didn't do this in chronological order, but I finally picked up the Correspondent and I love this book. This is a book written in letters and in email form, and that's why I really love it. If I look into the past and I look at my reading record, I saw that I really had high scores for books that were written in letter form. So of course I had to pick this up. This is the UK cover and I got it in a hardback and I simply adore this. This book is easy to read. It's warming, but it's also heartbreaking at other times. It inspired me to purchase my own letter writing paper, so I did that, and I immediately started writing my own letters to my friends and loved ones. So I'm really glad I got to read this. I would highly recommend. This is one of my favorites of the year so far. And if you love an older protagonist, if you love letter writing, or if you just love a good story, you will love this. A Midsummer Night's Dream, because I was still a little bit into something whimsical, something romance, and I purchased this from BookBot, and this was second hand, but it wasn't read at all, so that was a real find. And what I did, I put on the BBC radio production of this play, because I wasn't familiar with Shakespeare's work. I put on the radio BBC adaptation, and it was amazing. I loved this. I did this in 2 sittings, and it was just really funny, whimsical, and I would love to see this in person. Then the other book I read was Sisters by a River by Barbara Cummins, and she is a new to me author as well, just like Caroline Blackwood, and I love this. I saw someone describe this as a little bit unsettling, and there is this sound of hee 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 in the background. Let me tell you, she was right. But how I love this. I got this gorgeous cover. This is the Virago Modern Classics. So I finished this and I immediately ordered another one of her, because I have a feeling she can become an all-time favorite. I just love this. This is told in little chapters, a childlike manner. So it isn't chronological. The protagonist drops like really heavy information and then you need to unpack it, but she goes along with the story because it's told in this manner, and the writing was really accessible. I could picture everything vividly, and it's, well, let me tell you what it's about. You follow this family of 6 sisters, and they live in the English countryside. They are kind of wealthy and they have a large estate. The seasons come and go, and everything in the house is a little bit unsettling. How the parents interact is very unsettling. It reminded me of We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. If you love that book, give this one a try. And I think if you love Shirley Jackson, then you will need to try Caroline Blackwood as well, because oh, these are so good. But this is one of my favorite books of the year so far, alongside with The Correspondent. I love everything Cummins had to say in this book. It was right, it was witty, I laughed out loud. I really loved it, and I would highly recommend for you to pick this up. So that were all the books I read in February. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. What are you currently reading? What would you love to read next? I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!